Welcome to ComSpark. Today we're in Cincinnati, Ohio, and my name's Christine Zmich, and I will be your guest host today. I'd like to welcome our guest, Sandy Piscitello, CIO of Skidmore Sales and Distributing. Well, again, welcome into the program today, Sandy. You're the first CIO at Skidmore and Sales and Distributing. So where do you start?
Well, I think the first place that we're starting is with an IT strategy, and the effort there is to try to make sure that we're aligning the IT activities that we're going to take on with what the corporate strategy is. That translates into a set of competencies that we need to build and develop. We can do some of that through training of existing resources. Some will be through recruiting as well and adding to the team. And then once we are established those competencies, then we can take on first an approach of some of the internal foundational things that need to be put in place to strengthen the organization from a technology standpoint and allow us to continue to grow. And then beginning to focus on what it takes to help our suppliers and our customers succeed with direct benefits of our activities.
Makes sense. So you're building the staff and the capabilities first.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So then once you've established and done that first pillar in alignment with the organizational goals, how do you envision Skidmore embracing the transformation to a digital strategy?
Well, I think that the organization right now since it has had several years of 10% growth year over year, is feeling a little bit stressed in terms of how to support that without throwing a lot more people, a lot more bodies at it. So they are very much anxious to look at ways that technology can help them handle the extra workload without necessarily adding an army of people to the organization.
Yeah, the benefit of technology, hopefully automating some processes and
Yes.
things like that. That makes sense. And from a digital strategy, from a customer perspective, are there specific initiatives around, maybe customer intimacy is one of the terms I've heard on a digital strategy focus?
So from both, we sit in the middle as a wholesale distributor of both our suppliers and our customers.
Okay.
And so our suppliers are wanting to have a much better view into our forecast for what our demand is going to be for their products. And our customers are looking for easier ways to do business with us than they've done in the past, which has been a more manual dial up the phone, send an email type thing. They're looking for, are we going to have automated ways? Are we going to have a portal? Are we going to do continuous replenishment and those kinds of things that make it easy to do business?
Absolutely. So I guess that's probably another leg of your plan, or another part of, maybe it's a phase 2 or 3.
Yep.
I would say data analytics is the top buzzword that I hear with all clients, and it sounds like, I guess, tell me a little bit about your thoughts on your strategy for data analytics.
Yeah, we've decided to kick off our data analytics and data warehousing strategy with dashboarding.
Okay.
And that's been an easy concept to get our business leaders to understand and ask them to think about what are the key performance indicators that they need information on to understand the health of the business and where to ask questions on a day-to-day basis. So by starting with dashboards, it's then going to lead us into better tools for standard reports and standard queries that people can access to run the business on a regular basis.
They're going to be very glad you joined. If you can give them dashboards and KPIs and
Yep.
And let them understand kind of where the business is at.
Yes.
Since you're at the beginning of your IT strategy plan, are there any specific emerging technologies? I know in the food and beverage industry there's a lot of talk about blockchain, so I'm wondering if that's part of your plan.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because that is something we're starting to look at, because like, as you say, in food and beverage and even in healthcare, this concept around lot control and recallability if there's a product problem really starts to bring in the concepts that could be represented by blockchain. So that is something we're starting to look at and seeing if we can be proactive in utilizing some of that technology.
Okay, wonderful. Are you looking at robotic process automation as well, or that's probably maybe a later phase?
A big part of our business is more around receiving pallets and full truckloads of product from our suppliers,
Okay.
and then breaking that down into the sizable shipments that our customers need. Since these are food ingredients that have a shelf life, there's only so much paprika you want at a given point in time, or so much flour, and So we don't have a lot of robotics that are needed in that type of thing, but what we are looking at is what can we do from automated forklifts or voice activated picking and those types of things. Those are things on the horizon that we want to be in a position to take advantage of.
Oh, so it's more in the warehouse,
Yes.
so to speak, leveraging technology. Awesome, wonderful. Thank you so much today, Sandy, for being on the program. I look forward to seeing the advances that Skidmore makes in your industry.
Well, thank you, and it's been a pleasure to be able to talk to you today.
Thank you. I would like to thank Sandy Piscitello for joining us today and for those listening to the interview. To learn more, go to ComSpark.tech.